Hello collective, welcome to the channel. It is October 20th, 2025. Thanks for being here, everybody. Thanks for all of your likes and your shares and your subscribes. I really appreciate you all being here. Let's tap right in and see what storyline Spirit would like to share with us. Collective energy, storyline for the collective, please, Spirit. Collective energy, storyline for the collective, please. Collective energy, storyline for the collective, please, Spirit. Thank you. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Well, on the bottom of the deck, you've got victory, and somebody's really disappointed about this loss. Yep, there's strength. Your courage and your strength has allowed you to offer some generosity, and you've got the High Priestess here. And those who are working against you are in fear because Temperance is here. You're the Temperance Angel, and this Nine of Cups is yours. And they're restricted from it for all the work that they did against you. So, all right then. In the central energy, please, Spirit. In the central energy. Whew. Death. Death. So, we got some fellas out there that are real upset that the Divine Feminine is being recognized and actually has been increased. They're so furious about this. In the challenge position, yeah, it's the end of a cycle. In the challenge position, we have the Hierophant. In the subconscious, the Ten of Wands. So it's the end of a cycle and also the completion of your burden. In the recent past, the Devil. Intentions, expectations. Releasing the baggage of codependency. Releasing the baggage of codependency. It's time for a cycle where you're going to get a partner to work with you rather than just take the fruits of your labor and leave you with insufficiency. In the near future, Queen of Swords. She's out here speaking her truth. The lens is being looked through. Temperance. Balance is being restored. That was the message the other day. She's restoring balance. In the environment, the Emperor. Hopes and fears. leaving home, making travel plans. Two of Wands. And the outgoing energy. Whoa, that came out. Whoo! Came out and flipped into the reverse. 9 of Pentacles reversed. Somebody's hustling, living beyond their means. All right then. False success. We do have a Queen of Pentacles providing financially, maybe for a marriage or a some kind of a homecoming. She could be offering security for a territory, financing some kind of a celebration. We've got control of the foundation, and the wheel turns very swiftly. There is a release, a letting go, and the completion of the cycle. Metamorphosis, it's death, you know. And these ones, these entities, these this different species portraying itself as a masculine, they're real mad, real mad. They want to unalive this Queen of Pentacles here, because she's speaking the truth and restoring this balance. They're so mad, so mad. Pets. End of a cycle. Pets. The hierophant is here in the challenge position. Caution. Finding out more information. 10 of Wands. They'll be back. Expect to hear from them soon. The Devil is there, codependent, toxic. Air sign. We've got releasing that baggage, moving on, leaving them behind. Commitment. Queen of Swords, clear-minded, clear boundaries, telling the truth regarding this narcissist. What they did to her, what they've been doing, what her observations are. She's very perceptive. She's telling the truth about this person. He's far too full of themselves. Restoring balance with the Temperance energy. And we've got distance. You or your partner may be at a distance. The Emperor is here in the environment. And we've got moving, changing residence. 2 of Wands, leaving home, making travel plans. Ooh, okay now. Well, I'm going to go ahead and take it. It's give it time in the reverse. So it's like it's time. The Emperor is ready to go for it. The Emperor is moving. So the Earth Angels, you and your partner at a distance. The Emperor is moving. He's changing residence, maybe moving in with his partner. We've got leaving home and travel plans and give it time in the reverse. We do have a 9 of Pentacles in the reverse though. Living beyond their means, hustling, and divorce. So, okay. So we got 9 of Pentacles, the hustler. living beyond their means is getting divorced out of your energy. Patience, just a few more months. There could be a pregnancy or a birthing of something. Don't ignore the red flags. Use your intuition about this Mercury retrograde of a liar, because they're having to go back, but they're still trying to get into your energy, right? So they got to repeat a cycle. This liar has to go back and repeat a cycle. You're done with them and it's over. They might want to confess to a fire sign, trying to get you to open your heart to intimacy with third parties. They might be trying to do magic, trying to get a honeymoon, but you've let them go. You've let go of date night. It's like, get out of here. You don't want it. Somebody's got their eye on you, maybe to see if their magic is working, but they're having challenges getting this working. There could be an earth sign trying to gold dig you right now, and there's no communication. Absolutely not. Not interested. And, you know, it's so strange to me how the typical world goes out and they have responsibilities. You know, they get a job, they have to show up to work on time, they have to perform their duties, you know, they have to be reliable, responsible, and, you know, take somewhat of a healthy concern for the quality of their work, you know. And then you got some of these folks that they were born into magicians and witches families and whatnot, and they're taught to do witchcraft to F up somebody else's world so that they can step in as a copycat and claim what they have. It's like they're raised to be magician thieves. They don't have any responsibilities. They don't go out and get a job and toil and labor for years and save up the money until they can finally do something. They just go do magic, F somebody's world up, and then step in and take it. I don't think that's going to be possible anymore. I think there's a problem. I think the Emperor has a problem with that. So does the Hierophant. So we got death and we got pets. So this is the end of a cycle, and you might be getting a new pet. There could have been a death of a pet. Humor. Getting a new pet. Focusing on the lighter side of life. That old cycle is over. We got the Hierophant here. He's all about rules for society. He's got caution. He's finding out more information. He's being very cautious when it comes to the end of this cycle. We've got imagination. So he's being very cautious, finding out more information in the mental body. So he could be like this God, maybe being cautious and looking at the minds of people. There's a copycat out there who is inconsistent in her acting. Like she can only hold form for a little while before she slips into her feral, you know, I'm going to go out and party and just be my natural self thing, you know, right? So she doesn't hold the role consistently. So, you know, like a regular normal person who's actually who they are, who they say they are, they kind of are consistent all the time with that personality. And somebody playing a role, you know, they slip it up all the time. They go in and out of the identity. So we've got a 10 of Wands burden, and we've got they'll be back. Expect to hear from them soon. Trust. The devil is here. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, codependent and toxic. They could be... this is the death of health. The health is in the toilet. This is the end of their relationship with batteries. They can't tap into your energy anymore and make their life okay. It's like they have to go be what they are. So There's death. That's the end of their health. They're not able to put the blame on you anymore. So we've got releasing the baggage, and there's a commitment here. Things are getting serious, and you're happy about it. Queen of Swords is there, clear-minded and clear boundaries set for this narcissist. She's telling the truth about this narcissist. And we've got guilt in the reverse. She's not guilty. I thought I flipped another card out here. Let me check it out. Nope, I guess it was my imagination. Just my imagination once again. So we got the Temperance Angel here, and we've got you and your partner may be physically distant. We've got forgiveness. So there is forgiveness for whatever has been going on here. We've got the Emperor and moving, changing residence. Self-esteem, possess gift of the soul that benefit myself and others. There could be a change of residence for those who possess gifts of the soul that benefit themselves and others. Or he could just be using those gifts to make a move. We've got leaving home, travel plans, and give it time is in the reverse. We've got courage. And those who were living beyond their means, hustling, you know, this false success, Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, are getting divorced out of the field. Service. You feel good when you can help others. So they're getting divorced out of the services. So those who were living beyond their means and hustling on everybody are getting cut off from your services. You're not offering them services anymore. I heard in the night, I'm always like between sleep and waking, because these guys wake me up every night and they talk all night, right? So I heard, though, in one of these spaces and places just recently, I heard a divine feminine, what sounded like testifying in court, that these ones tried to exterminate her family and she does not want to offer them services anymore. So it's like those who were hustling everybody are getting divorced out of her services. She doesn't have to offer that anymore. So that's good. So we've got friendship. You understand that a friend is in your life for a reason. And we've got patience, accepting everything happens in divine order. So we've got patience and friendship and change. There is a change happening, a successful change. You know there's no greater goal than to love, and it's gonna be successful. You're very disciplined, or somebody could be receiving some kind of discipline here, and they're in regret due to bringing adversity to the balance of the realm. So this Queen of Swords and the truth about this narcissist is restoring balance and harmony to the realm or to the territory. So somebody is there in regret over that. They're receiving discipline for bringing adversity to balance, and they're being denied freedom. They are being denied freedom for blaming you while you were alone. Blaming you, covering you in the blame and the shame of their crappy lives, their sin, transferring their sin onto you, wearing your face and your energy and going out and doing atrocious deeds to blame you for that. Yeah, while you were alone, doing nothing to anybody. Now they're afraid. These prideful people are afraid because you're all about relationships that serve the higher good. And these people are in doubt here. Or it says, I release the need to know all the answers. So when you were in doubt, perhaps you released the need to know all the answers and you just flowed. What they said, or these adversaries, they said that you have the mind of an apprentice. And even though you may be an elder, you still have the mind of an apprentice. You're constantly growing and shifting perceptions and adding information to your basket. So you've grown a lot with that mental body of an apprentice. And never at any time do you say, I know it all and there's nothing else to know. And you just keep learning with accepting the things that you cannot change, with gratitude, right? And love. So these ones have failed. They have failed to take your abundance. And they're in grief and they don't know what to do. These envious people are worried because the truth is out. You persevered and you brought forward the truth, Queen of Swords. And these people need to surrender their need to control, and they're under judgment for what they did with the purpose of empaths who were here to bring peace. So they are in regret for bringing adversity to the balance and the harmony of the realm. But it's what they did. And they had a real good time doing it. It was a real good time. And now they are gathering like a posse. And they want to randomly approach you, collective, to see if one of them or more of them can get a connection to you and hook into your energy. So be very cautious of anybody approaching you and trying to start up some sort of a connection at this time. Last night, there was a younger masculine, telling one of his older, guides, I guess, masculines, that we woke up closer together. So it's like they're teaching this person how to go and hook a feminine. Like you go and you build a relationship, and then, you take it nice and easy, and you kind of just lure her in and get her all mushy and warm toward you. And then you start messing around and she's got a choice to make. Like, oh my gosh. It's one of those love bomb, gas bomb. Pull them in and then start to tear them apart, right? To martyr. Yeah, there's a feminine out there right now who, I don't think they're intimate yet, but they apparently they slept in the same bed, and when they woke up, they were near each other. This dude is working it. So we've got leadership in the reverse. So there's an ending here, an end of a cycle of pets. An end of a cycle. Somebody may have unalived a pet. They might have thought it was funny. They did not get a leadership position. Maybe somebody wants to unalive somebody's pet, so they think it's funny. Death of a pet. They think it's humorous to them. There is no leadership position. The hierophant is here using caution with the mental body, or the collective field of awareness of those who shine. Of the shining ones. We've got the 10 of Wands burden here. Completion. Expect to hear from them soon. They'll be back, and trust. Accept that your inner voice will always guide you correctly. And we've got as is. As is. Let me just refresh everybody as to what that card means. It's a truthful acceptance and acknowledgement of a situation. So you're going to trust your inner voice to guide you correctly, and it's a truthful acceptance and acknowledgement of the divine's guidance. Truthful acceptance. It is what it is. The devil is there, air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We've got health and death. So the physical vessel that enshrines the soul is receiving a death. Haunted. We've got releasing the baggage, commitment to happiness. Things are getting real serious. You're innocent. Your commitment to happiness is, you're absolutely innocent. You might be getting married. You might have a spiritual spouse. Queen of Swords is here. Telling the truth about this narcissist, and it looks like that proves that she's not guilty of whatever this narcissist tried to put on her, that blame. She's not guilty of entertainment. She wasn't entertained. She didn't participate. She's telling the truth about this narcissist who tried to set her up for their own projections. She is temperance. Her and her partner may be at a distance. And there is forgiveness here between them. They're not harboring anything that will block the flow of love. We've got ancestry. It could be your ancestry is seeking forgiveness. Maybe they want forgiveness. Or maybe there is a forgiveness for this ancestry, meaning you're releasing them, you're cutting them off. Up here, you're divorcing them from your services. You're no longer obligated to serve them. The Emperor is here, changing residence, moving in with your partner. Possess the gifts of the soul that benefit you and others. There's a healthy self-esteem, and we've got grave. Bringing an end to this. Bringing an end to this. Let me look up the card grave. Low vibrational energy, such as anger, hatred, doubt, fear, hopelessness, shame, or guilt. An unclear yet present danger or threat. So the Emperor is moving, changing residence with his partner, maybe moving in with his partner. We've got self-esteem. So they possess gifts of the soul that benefit themselves and others, that can tell or maybe identify the dead. Identify the clear and present danger or threat. You might be a guard. Watching out for low vibrational energy, hatred, envy, jealousy. You might be, what do they call that? It's not a sentinel. Isn't a sentinel like a protector or a guardian? Maybe you are a sentinel. Maybe this Emperor is a sentinel. We've got leaving home. Okay, I think okay, leaving home, travel plans. Give it time is in the reverse. courage, finding the inner strength to face fear with confidence. And we've got bringing attention to the explorer, the time traveler, the person or entity from a different system of things here now trying to dominate humanity. So you're bringing attention to this explorer. You're having courage and you're doing it right now. We've got this explorer in a 9 of Pentacles reversed. They're getting divorced out of your services. You're no longer required to share anything with them. In fact, God said, never give it back. You will never give it back. He's had enough. He's fed up with these ancestors. That's just done. They had centuries, thousands of years. So you're not afraid. And this is your spiritual throne. So those who were hustling others and it was a false success, like they were deceiving people, they're getting divorced out of your services. You're not afraid and you are taking this position here. You are a being of service. You feel good when you can help others. This is your position, and you have a defense here from conflict. That conflict that is brought by those who are horseplaying around, trying to spin a storyline. We've got prophecy and teacher. It could be that there was some, maybe a teacher was prophesied that somebody would come forward and take this position and then guide their family into greater awareness, greater light, greater health, greater abundance for the flesh temple. And less interference with the mental body, this imagination of the shining ones. You're this beautiful, delicate instrument, divine, organic bioform housing, a beautiful spirit soul complex full of this beautiful energy. And these ones have been tampering with your mind. So you got the hierophant here. He's using caution with the minds of the shining ones because he knows how they have been really hammered by not only bad magic, but technological means. There's a promise that here and now, justice is being served for you. Keeping your house clean. Keeping your mind focused on the brighter side. You've learned a lot during this about this wise guy horse player. This wise guy, this wise guy player. And you are being congratulated regarding those actors and actresses that were pretending to be you. And there's a backstory regarding love and invisibility, having people come in and mess with you and you're like astral project and stuff. You're being remembered by the spirits. There's forgiveness here. But this witch is addicted to competing with you and laboring to bring you a reason to try to survive. Yeah. They love creating hardship for people, especially people that have high important positions that have been given some kind of a covenant or an agreement or a contract, and have that source connection. They want to harvest that memory, and they want to pretend to be a shining one, but they're not. That's what happened last time. They hustled people. It was a false persona, and it was all a lie. So there's death here, a metamorphosis. We've got pets choosing to focus on the lighter side of life, or there could be a death of pets. Somebody's finding it funny, and we've got leadership in the reverse. Leadership. So somebody may have unalived pets. Unalived some animals. They may have thought it was funny. They may have really gotten off on the cruelty of it, but they're crushed now because they didn't get the leadership position. It didn't work. Those poor pets, man. So the Hierophant is here using caution with the imagination or the mental body for those who shine, and he's being fierce about it. He doesn't want people messing with your head anymore. He's like upset about that. Protecting you. We've got 10 of Wands, burden. We've got hard work. They'll be back. Trust that inner voice and as is. Just take it as it is. And we've got flighty. Not knowing what they're going to do next causes you anxiety. Find love you can count on. So whoever this is that did not get the leadership position, they're having anxiety because it is what it is. Like the Divine's here, setting things up. The Devil, air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. There's the temple that houses their physical, their soul. There's death. We've got haunted in the mental body. There could be supernatural facing it. Something isn't right. They're being haunted. Because you're leaving. And you've got a commitment. Things are getting serious with your happiness. You were innocent, and they made life very, very rocky for an innocent person, a happy innocent person. You've got a commitment here. The Queen of Swords is telling the truth about this narcissist. She wasn't guilty of doing things for entertainment. This person was tempted by the snake. This narcissist. She didn't do any of this stuff. She's not guilty. This dude was, or dudette. Many of them were messing with her. And she told it, look, and then we've got many flames. So Temperance is being restored. You and your partner may be at a distance right now. We've got forgiveness, ancestry, many flames. They want forgiveness. They've been putting out many flames of the earth angels. This ancestry wants your forgiveness. They did it to many. The Emperor is here changing residence. Could be moving in with his partner. Using gifts of the soul that benefit you and others to detect the dead. And the dead. So the Emperor's here. He's got beautiful gifts of the soul. A very big intuitive knowing regarding weed seeds. And so those who were not willing to settle down or be responsible to commit and put down roots, they're in the grave. You're using your gifts of the soul to discover who is who and just let them go. Set them adrift. There's no reason for them to be here. You're leaving home and you're doing it now. There's no more, you're not giving it any more time. We've got courage and inner strength. You are bringing attention to this explorer. This is a traveler who is guilty of trying to exterminate humanity. Their cup is empty. They had a false success, a 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. They're getting divorced out of your services. You are not afraid, and you are taking seat in this on this spiritual throne. And we've got forgiving. The mother, the divine mother, see, she's the absolute. She's the one who provides absolution. She's the one who comes up with a plan to. She's like that nun or whatever that's in the little booth in the Catholic Church, and they come in and they say, "Oh, Father, forgive me because I." But it was actually the mother. And she was the one who came up with the plan that they would do in order to go get forgiveness, right? Well, they didn't want her doing that, so they martyred her and hid her away and stripped her of all her value and took it from her, claimed it all. and made her as nothing, while they claimed they were made in the image of the Most High God. They shat on the mother. Somebody has to stay far, far away from you. They have lost. They want your forgiveness. They're grieving. They broke every single promise they made to you, and they are guilty of making life very, very hard for you. And you're this fantastic, shining diamond. And they were not telling the truth or the whole story. They kept secrets, and you're leaving them. It could be that there's a secret here, that leaving, you're leaving, and it could be that it's a secret, like they say, nobody knows the time or day or whatever that is. Whoever was doing this, just another notch in the headboard, they got a long, long road to go before they find what they want, because this is ending. This cycle is ending right there with death. And the empire they built on other people's energy, on this energy of many other life forms, they destroyed the lives of people and harvested their energy and their material wealth. And they thought there was nothing wrong with that. They figured that it belonged to them. And so they turned out to be really atrocious beings. You know, I read an article the other day. There was a family who never told their children no. Like, they got to do whatever they wanted. They ate what they wanted. They got to stay up however late they wanted. They got to play the games and do whatever they wanted. The free reign. But when it came time to go to, to get in high school and to graduate school and then get a job, they could not function. They couldn't handle it when somebody told them no. They couldn't handle it when somebody insisted that they do this project and do it right and do it within a time limit. They couldn't handle it, so they quit. And then they just wander around incapable of taking care of themselves because they weren't taught how to be responsible, and they weren't taught that this world doesn't always give you what you need. Just like God. God can sometimes make you suffer a long time while you're being tested. And those connected to you are being tested. That's where patience comes in. And everything is easier when you are able to generate a gratitude list, a list of gratitude. Sometimes the list of gratitude starts out I can see. I can taste food. I have hair. A job, a car, gasoline, little things that add up. So we've got death of a cycle, endings, but we've got getting a new pet, giving a current pet more love and humor. But it's like, I'm thinking it's death to pets, and they thought it was funny, but they weren't able to get the leadership position, and they're crushed. They're magic. They're being crushed by this magic. Death, pets, they thought it was funny, and they're not getting the leadership role. They are hurting emotionally right now from all this damn magic that they did with pets. Like, this is telling me they thought it was real funny to what? Shed the blood of this pet? The hierophant is here using caution with the imagination of those who shine, and he's being very, very aggressive with anybody who's effing around in this place. This is a sacred place. It's not for, I don't even want to talk about it. We've got fate. So he's being very, very aggressive regarding your fate, your destiny. we've got 10 of Wands. They'll be back. Trust your inner voice. Accept it as it is. And this person, see, they thought they'd be back. They thought doing this pets with happiness in their heart, you know, this energy of happiness while they did whatever they did to this pet was going to get them, and the magic was going to get them this leadership position, but it didn't. So it's like they're in a 10 of Wands burden, and they'll be back. It's like they have to return, or maybe they thought they were going to come back, but you're trusting your inner voice to guide you, and they're having anxiety. They're like, what the, whatever they did with that pet while they were laughing and having a giddy old good time, didn't work. They're bound to the commitment. Whatever commitment they made in that magic trick right there, they're bound to it. And they're having anxiety. They're bound to that. Whatever they did, they're bound to it. The devil is here. Toxic. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Haunted in the mental body. The physical vessel that enshrines their soul is receiving death. They have to face it. They have to face it. Something about real estate. Something isn't right with their real estate. Or maybe they have to face it. You get the real estate. The real estate belongs to you. And you're moving on in this commitment of happiness. You were innocent. They made life very, very hard for you with these illusions. And it could be that you're coming into your dream come true. They really thought, no, they made your life really rocky with illusions. They kept messing with your mind, casting illusions in your mind with this pet magic. You've got the Queen of Swords telling the truth. She's clearing up what's going on here with this narcissist. She wasn't guilty of this entertainment crap. It was this narcissist tempted by the snake. They're furious. She's telling the truth. She wasn't guilty of what they said she was doing. It was all them. They're too full of themselves. They're very upset because she's like, look what they did. She's restoring balance here as a temperance angel. Her and her partner may be at a distance right now, or maybe there's distance between this ancestor. Oh, okay, so the temperance angel is putting distance between this ancestry and themselves. They want forgiveness for the many flames that they unalived or martyred or whatever. Yeah, so blessing. For the blessing. They martyred a whole bunch of flames for the blessing, and now they want forgiveness. See, I heard a younger say, they made a mistake. And he said, but you messed up so many people's lives. And there's a heavy debt for that. It's not just a simple, mistake, Like, oh, I'm sorry, I stepped in dog shit and I forgot to wipe it off before I walked in the house. That's a simple mistake. Unaliving many flames for their blessing, that's not a mistake, man. That's red rum. That is premeditated red rum and thievery. It's vile. That's not a mistake. That's a lifestyle choice. Third wheel, enemies. So the Emperor's here, changing residence with his partner. He's using his gifts of the soul that benefit himself and others to, I guess, recognize the dead. who aren't willing to settle down and be responsible, third-party enemies. And he's going to triumph over them. He's putting them in the grave. He's using the gifts of the soul to open up a grave, or to create a grave, or to bring an end to those third-party enemies who weren't willing to settle down. He's triumphing over them. Leaving home, travel plans, give it time in the reverse. You have the inner strength to face fear with confidence. You are bringing attention to this explorer, this other species portraying themselves as human, who are timeline travelers, interdimensional jumpers. Their cup is empty. They want to apologize. Their cup is empty. And this is the conclusion. You're coming into the gain of the fruits of your labor. You got the courage to tell it like it is about this explorer. Their cup is empty. They want to apologize. And this is the conclusion of that. They could want to apologize for going after the fruits of your labor. But it's the conclusion. Confinement. They're being confined. It's the conclusion, and they're being confined. They have gained themselves confinement. They've gained themselves a grave. It was false success. They hustled everybody, and they're getting divorced out of your services. You're not afraid. You're taking this spiritual throne, and it's forgiveness. Like somebody wants forgiving for causing you danger. It could be that, well, I don't know. I mean, all I see out here is you here shining. And the Queen of Swords telling the truth. And it could very well be that you and the Emperor are here on that. And it could be that you are, once again, offering absolution for accidents. Of course, I don't know. Somebody wants forgiveness, I think, for the danger that they brought you. They're frightened because they're being cast away. Because you were worth saving. Your marriage is being saved. Your marriage is worth saving. They're stressed out. They're sick. And there's blind justice happening. Or they were blind to justice. Or maybe they're losing their sight, their third eye sight. Because of justice. It could be they're losing their gifts. They're saying, hey, let's make preparations to compromise. Let's talk this out. But they took a bribe to hurt you, and you're okay anyway. You remained stable, and now you've got a new family tree, and your reward. It could be that your reward is a new family tree and a life of indulgence, a life of luxury. Somebody's in a nightmare because they brought you a risk, a natural disaster, but now it's their turn to live and learn because you already have, and you're relaxed. You've got inner peace here. They're protesting eternal love, your eternal love. They're so mad. They were mind reading people, and that was their strategy. They were mind reading people and then making them sick and leaving them alone, like pulling them away from everybody and then hiding them away and leaving them alone. They did not want these shining ones coming together, these shining ones who bring so much love and temperance and energy to the realm. You've got alliances here who are trustworthy, honest, and true, and they also maybe are into this self-love thing. Somebody is overloaded and overwhelmed because you've reached your goals. You made it. You made it through the impossible path, and you did so with inner peace. You're a good moral human. You've earned a lot of merit here. You're nothing like them. These ones are getting rejected because there's evidence of what they've done in the history, in the memory of things. you've reached the top of your mountain, and these mask wearers are losing you. It's their turn to be dominated. It's their turn. Because they promised to collaborate together to rob you. But you persevered. And now this whole network has something going on in the mental body and the imagination. It could be that the coach fed them a fantasy. They're afraid. They're getting kicked out. They're having to go face a life of danger because that's what they gave to you. So they want to do a 3D thing, just so you know. These ones, they're so upset about this, you know. Their magic wasn't powerful enough. Their energy wasn't powerful enough. This forbidden magic that they do and the energy harvesting of others, it's not enough to get to you. It's like you're your own supply. Your light is shining so bright. They just can't match it. And it's not like you're out there doing things with pets. You're not doing anything. You're your own supply. And now this malarkey creator over there, they want to know like what supplements you're taking, how you're managing your energy body. It's like now they want to know exactly what you're doing to manage this energy that you are your own supply of. And I don't think whatever it is you're doing, it's not going to work for them because they haven't walked your path. They will have to walk your path and suffer the loss and then the shift in the way that you had to produce. You know, because they kept taking stuff. They kept taking it. The quicker you could produce it, the quicker they were taking it. So there's death of a pet and they found it funny. They're crushed because they did not get the leadership position with this magic, with this ritual, this ceremony. Soldier in the reverse. They're not able to fight this. Or they did magic against somebody who wasn't a soldier. No, I think they are crushed because they didn't get the leadership role with this magic and they're not able to fight it. Soldier is in the reverse. They can't fight it. The hierophant is here using caution with the imagination of those who shine. He's being very, very fierce regarding your fate. Protecting you. Yeah, the room. So this is my card for the mind. So they're protecting your mind, your imagination, being very careful with it. Because what these ones did to your mental body, you know, there's the prophets, the prophetesses, the psychics, the oracles. These ones did their best to destroy their minds, to tear their minds apart so that they could never function as an oracle, never be who they are meant to be. They did their best to destroy the mind of so many people, and they were successful for a long time with most people. So we've got a 10 of Wands burden here. They'll be back. Expect to hear from them soon. So this inner voice that's always guiding you correctly, expect to hear from them soon. This is a completion of your 10 of Wands burden. They'll be back. The inner voice is guiding you correctly. And these ones who were doing magic that they can't fight, they're having anxiety because they can't get out of this contract. They're bound to it. They're bound to this service contract. They're committed. The devil is here. Temptation. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, they're haunted in the mental body, the physical vessel that enshrines their soul. There's death here. They got to face it. The truth is, they got to face the truth. You're getting this real estate because you're faithful. You're getting this real estate because you're faithful, and they're sick about it. They're sick about it. So they're sick. They got mental things going on. They're probably going to the doctor, trying to get some medicine. But it's like the physical vessel that enshrines their soul is receiving. It's like there's something going on that I don't think they're going to make it. They're not going to be able to survive what they put you through. Because they're not innocent. See, you're innocent. You got this beautiful, childlike, innocent energy and mental body. And even though they brought a great suffering to you, your spirit was childlike and innocent. So they were having difficulty sticking this stuff to you because you were innocent the whole time, no matter how badly it hurt, and no matter what they ran, innocent. You were an innocent child, like entity or person. And they were messing with your mind. Made it very, very rough for you. The Queen of Swords is here regarding this narcissist. She wasn't guilty of entertainment. He was, or they were, tempted by the snake, and they're furious here because they didn't get the money. They didn't get the money. Whatever this Queen of Swords is saying, she's telling the truth about what this narcissist did to her. And she's being vindicated, it looks to me. Temperance angel is putting distance. Moving distant, this ancestry. They could be restoring balance. Going at a distance from this ancestry who wants forgiveness for unaliving these many flames for their blessings. They destroyed many, many lives over centuries. Centuries. So many lives they destroyed. And they thought it was their right. They thought it was their right to destroy everything and take whatever they wanted from anybody. They're sick. So they want forgiveness for putting out many flames for their blessings. They're sick. They could be sick about it. The Emperor is here, changing residence, using his gifts of the soul to spot the dead, or to make a grave for those third-party enemies who weren't willing to settle down and be responsible. He's triumphing over false people, or over these false people. And so we got third parties in the grave. And he's using his gifts of the soul to do that. He's triumphing over these false people. Leaving home, making travel plans. Give it time is in the reverse. Courage to find that inner strength to face fear with confidence. You're bringing attention to this explorer, time traveler, interdimensional, shape-shifting, realm hopper. They want to apologize. Their cup is empty. They have gained themselves confinement. We've got surprise in the reverse. So they're not surprised, or this isn't a surprise. Like maybe they saw this coming, or they knew this was coming, or they were warned that this would happen. It was false success. They were hustling everybody, and they're getting divorced out of your services. You're not afraid to take this spiritual throne. Somebody wants forgiveness for causing you accidents and danger They're frightened and paranoid because they're being cast away. There's conversation about it. People are talking about it. Maybe they want to have a talk about it. This pleasure seeker wants to talk. So we got a pleasure seeker here who's frightened. They're getting cast away. They want forgiveness for bringing danger to you, for causing you all these accidents, for trying to unalive you and hurt you every day, constantly, trying to get the gift of a sweetheart. This thief was trying to make this emperor a freaking widower, going after this sweetheart who is supposed to take this throne. She's got her wings here. There's an old woman wedding death and melancholy. So this old woman's ability to bring death to weddings, to married couples, to families. So this old woman was bringing death to weddings, and it's over now. She's sad. She's going on a journey, or you're going on a journey, and you're real happy. Everybody's happy. The Lord is here. A letter of hope, a lover and a wife, and love. Oh, somebody is, this priest, this faux priest is in sorrow over this reunion. They want to be your friend. This scholar wants to be your friend. They're waiting. They're waiting. There's a young woman. They could be waiting to try to bring a young woman a misfortune. Or maybe they're waiting. They don't want to. No. They're sighing about this house. They can't stop thinking about this prideful person, this enemy. They can't stop thinking about how happy you are, about this fortune. Yeah, this servant is in despair. They're in a mental prison. They're praying. They want consolation. They're getting a message from the merchant. They might owe the merchant. They owe something. They might have taken a cash advance on something. They don't have the materials that they were supposed to get. They didn't get the leadership position. They didn't get the leadership position. It belongs to, it looks to me, like by this shining Queen of Swords Emperor here. Temperance angels. And yeah, unicorns. Unicorns, it's being announced. Most High God is right here, clearing the field, the collective field of consciousness of humanity. Yeah, he's not letting them, these people, program or send in nastiness to their mental bodies anymore. Of the shining ones. So somebody brought, this is an end to a cycle, or somebody brought death to pets and they thought it was real happy. They were happy about it because they thought they were going to get this leadership position, but it's in the reverse and they've got crushed. They're crushed by it. They're not able, the magic is here. They're crushed by this magic they did. They're unable to fight it. We got soldier in the reverse. Like a backfire, like the magic went back on them. Soldier in the reverse. We've got billionaire status. They can't fight you. Soldier, they can't fight you. A billionaire status, so they're unable to fight with you. You got too many gifts of your soul. Hierophant is here using caution with the mental body of those who shine, their room. He's being fierce about your fate, your future, protecting it. Trauma bond. Trauma bond. He might be being aggressive and fierce with those who trauma bonded you, trying to steal your future. And it could be that your fate, or this hierophant's fate, is to be aggressive with those who trauma bonded to you. Like those who put you through hell, those who hurt you and trauma bonded to you. I think he's gonna be messing them up. It's a completion of your heavy burden. Expect to hear from them soon. That inner voice that you trust, accept it as it is. Somebody's having anxiety because they're bound to the contracts, to the commitments that they made while in service here. Tinfoil hat conspiracy theories, telling lies. They were bound to the commitments that they told. They told so many lies trying to get you framed and set up. The devil is here. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, haunted in the mental body. They're sick. The vessel that enshrines their soul or their health is death. Like it's in the toilet. We got facing it. They got to face it. The real estate belongs to you because you're faithful. Somebody said a while ago, royal and loyal. They really tried to set you up as though you weren't loyal, as though you weren't behaving as you are a royal being, a son or daughter of the Most High. You're like special. This spiritual throne is you. It's your turn to take this for the next cycle. And these brutalizers tried to just squash you. They're triggered here because you're getting the real estate. Because you're faithful. You're releasing that baggage and moving on into a commitment, and you're happy about that. You were innocent, and they made life so hard for you in the mental body. You were a childlike person. Maybe you still are. But you were innocent times two, and they caused you nothing but crap. And they're not ever going to get the land back. God said, never give it back. You will never give it back. They're never going to get this land back. They've definitely lost their home, and they will never get it back. That's God's word. Queen of Swords is telling the truth about this narcissist. She's being found not guilty. They were entertaining themselves, tempted by this snake, and they're furious about not getting the money. This vampire. They're furious. They're furious because they didn't get the money. They did not get the money. You're restoring balance. You're putting distance between you and these ancestors. They want forgiveness for dousing many flames for their blessings. They are sick. They could be in the bed right now, unable to get out of bed. They didn't get the money. They're sick about it. Black square. This says doing the least to gain the most. So they're not able to gain anything. They're sick. It could be that whatever they gained, they're losing, and they're sick about it. The Emperor is changing residence and using gifts of the soul to build a grave for third-party enemies who were not willing to settle down or be responsible. He is triumphing and having victory over these false people. Shadow demons. He's victorious over the shadow demons, these false people. Leaving home. Give it time is in the reverse. You are courageous and finding the inner strength to face fear with confidence. You're bringing attention to this explorer, this time traveler, interdimensional, doorway hopper, whatever. Their cup is empty and they want to apologize. They want forgiveness. They have gained themselves confinement, and it's not a surprise. Nobody's surprised about it. They're a simp. They did the most for somebody who cared the least, and so now they're losing their freedom. They were hustling everybody. It was false success. They were obsessed with living beyond their means, and now they're getting divorced out of your services. You no longer have to provide them services. You're not afraid. You're taking this spiritual throne. And these pleasure seekers want forgiveness for bringing you danger. They're paranoid and frightened because they're homeless. They're getting cast away. They want to have a conversation with you. They trauma bonded with you. They hurt you. They tormented you. They can't stay. They made a mistake. Okay, but how many lives did you ruin, man? It's not a simple mistake. And that's what happens when you don't know the value of life, when you think you own everything in the freaking world and you can just take. And it's so terrible that they were so freaking cruel about it. Absolute cruelty. I mean, they're laughing there about this pet that they're bringing death to with their magic trick. They can't love bomb and gaslight you anymore. It's not working. They're a narcissist. Again, this is a narcissist. And you are a starseed empath, and this jealous bitch was snacking on your energy, siphoning your energy and snacking on it. It's being announced here. Podcast cult leader can go get effed. The influencer is getting a status of privilege. This is a unicorn. And this is a feral fashion witch who has to stay in her own lane because the oracle takes care of herself. She or he is a legend. And this troll needs to be fair warning. Fair warning, troll. Stay in your own lane. Stay in your own damn lane. There's nothing for you to vampire here. Absolutely getting divorced out of all services. Never again shall you receive from the Shining One. Never again will you get this land back. 6,000 years could go by and no, you still won't be allowed back. I'm going to go ahead and leave this one here because we're already about an hour and 20 minutes. I do hope that this brings clarity to something that you already intuitively knew. Congratulations, Emperor, for your victory over this false entity, this shadow demon. And congratulations for putting to rest the third wheel enemies who were not willing to settle down or be responsible, who put the light out of many, many shining ones. Thank you for your service. Thank you, Most High God, for being here and clearing the mental body for the shining ones, the star seeds, who were trauma bonded with by these entertaining narcissists trying to steal their fate. Yep, God himself is going to take these ones out, and they keep talking, you know, like the one that they abused can make it all right. All they have to do is let them back in the energy and tell God it's okay, I forgive him. But you know what? God said never give it back. You will never give it back. I don't think anything is going to make any difference because God has had enough. He's fed up. He's fed up with this shadow demon vampire. Snacking on empath, unicorns, shining ones that were here to be of service. And this person poured out into them, like gave everything while in that role, while somebody else was claiming that they were doing it. It wasn't. They had a slave, but that slave is free, has been emancipated, and they're never ever going to get it back. So it appears there is no second chances. Anybody trying to touch this person or these persons that had been trauma bonded, anybody trying to touch them or force their way into their energy, force them to forgive, force them to let them back in to their world, they're gonna get met with some harsh stuff by the divine masculine protectors. I watched a movie last night with my dad, and in one of those movies it said, the father protects, and that's what gives him his value. None of these entertaining, snaky, vampire, narcissist, they never protected anybody. They found it entertaining to hurt people, innocent people, children, or youngers, because they were taking their spiritual inheritance and they're never, ever, ever going to get it back, because they made their mental body and their lives very, very rocky. They're never going to get it back. This is a vampire. See you on the next one, everybody. Bye.